Several WWE superstars are reportedly unhappy with The Rock's use of swearing on social media as well as on WWE television. The Rock has responded to those claims and allegations. We've also got details on how Fox is reacting to The Rock's salty language on television. Brian Gewirtz, the writer for The Rock, has pushed back on some claims that he's been overrunning on his segments on WWE television as well. CM Punk possibly edits out the AEW All In logo when posting to his Instagram stories once again. Details on WWE superstars appearing at GCW's Blood Sport event over WrestleMania weekend. And has there been a hint as to what match Bron Breakker is going to be competing in at WrestleMania 40? Hey guys, welcome back to Wrest News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about The Rock and some frustration and unhappiness with him backstage in WWE from his fellow WWE superstars. Now, since returning to WWE television, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has been controversial, splitting fans' opinions regarding Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes finishing his story at WrestleMania 40 against WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns. In addition to ruffling some fans' feathers, it's been reported that The Rock's conduct, especially on social media, is upsetting some stars backstage as they believe the Great One is getting preferential treatment. Now, according to SE Scoops, a recent memo sent out to talent from Paul Triple H Levesque, Nick Khan, and Vice President of Talent Dan Ventrell emphasized the need to adhere to PG television and social media guidelines. The Rock has released some promos on his social media accounts, and the videos have been full of profanity regarding the Bloodlines feud against Rhodes and World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. The Rock's most recent video opened with him saying, "Are you effing kidding me?" about Cody Rhodes crying during a promo on last week's edition of Monday Night Raw. Now, SE Scoops reported that the promos are rubbing some stars the wrong way. There seems to be a feeling of a double standard when it comes to The Rock compared to other talent, and some WWE performers are asking why he is getting a pass and they would not in the same situation. The thinking is that even if The Rock is a big movie star, he should have to play by the same rules as everyone else does. Now, The Rock has actually responded to some complaints about his language on television. He's, as I mentioned, possibly had some frustration, not only with WWE superstars, but actually some frustration with some of the network executives and WWE stars, forcing Johnson to address the matter on Instagram. He posted the following when talking about his Rock concert. He said, quote, "You sound like somebody The Rock can love, drunk and horny." He then said, "Networks and standards and practices have issues with my language, but I'd rather be real than not. I talk from the heart, shoot from the hip, and try to always have fun. Enjoy the Rock concert." Now, as I mentioned, this update comes after the WWE roster was reportedly sent this internal memo about reiterating and adhering to the PG guidelines as well. Nevertheless, critics of the memo are arguing that The Rock is continuing to cut profanity-laced promos and it shows a double standard on social media. Of course, it is a bit different when it comes to The Rock. The Hollywood A-lister does have a unique position in the WWE hierarchy. Of course, earlier this year, WWE announced that Johnson has a high-profile role in TKO Group Holdings, the promotion's parent company. The deal also saw The Rock inherit ownership of his WWE IP, including the Rock name, famous catchphrases, and other aliases he used in the promotion, suggesting that the officials are more than happy to go above and beyond for the star. So, what do you react to that? What are your thoughts about it? Is it WWE stars having sour grapes? Are they right? Is it a double standard? Let me know your thoughts and reaction to that as well. Now, it also comes to the network side of things. We mentioned network standards and practices, etc. And there has been a backstage update on The Rock's WWE SmackDown promo controversy and how Fox has reacted to the language involved. Now, on last week's SmackDown, The Rock gave fans in Memphis, Tennessee, the gift of a special Rock concert, the first of its kind in over a decade. While the People's Champion has never been known to hold his tongue during his promos, the language used by the TKO board member did potentially ruffle some feathers behind the scenes. Rumours of The Rock's profanity rubbing talent the wrong way are not known for certain to be true, but The Rock himself did acknowledge, or at least claim, that his words may have got him heat with the networks and standards and practices in a recent post on Instagram. However, a new report from Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio seems to dispel this somewhat, with Meltzer stating that The Rock's promos are sent to Fox ahead ahead of time in order for them to anticipate and censor any profane language The Rock is set to say. Meltzer said, quote, "The deal with the TV, what they have to do is Fox gets the script ahead of time so they know when to bleep, because the whole thing, The Rock promo, obviously it's completely scripted. If it was anyone else, they would just not be allowed to say it. But with The Rock, it's like he can say whatever he wants, but they know what he's going to say and when he's going to say it. So anything they want to bleep out, they will bleep out. And they know when to bleep it out because they're told ahead of time. So it's kind of the gist of the promo and why certain things were bleeped out and everything like that. They didn't miss on anything." So Meltzer is suggesting that Fox, they don't have a problem with it. They just censor it out. They know ahead of time it's not a problem. Now, speaking of some other problems when it comes to The Rock as well, now there have been claims of possible frustration with The Rock possibly running over when it comes to his allotted time for his segments on WWE televisions. Now, following previous reports of The Rock's recent WWE appearances going over their scheduled and allotted time, rumors have been circulating online of this again being the case on this past week's episode of SmackDown from Memphis, Tennessee. These rumors had suggested that The Rock segment overran, leading to cuts being made to other matches or segments later on in the show. Now, nothing had been explicitly reported confirming these rumors to be true, but in response to this, former WWE head writer Brian Gewirtz, who is now reportedly involved in The Rock's WWE creative process, he actually works for his production company, $7 as well, replied to these claims by shutting them down entirely. He said the following, quote, "The segment went 30 seconds under its allotted 20 minutes, kind of dispelling that actually, no, this wasn't the case at all. So, whilst some segments recently have overrun, reportedly this one did not. So, what's your reaction to all of this? What's your reaction to rumors of frustration about The Rock's language, not only on television, but on social media, from the networks, from WWE superstars? What's your thoughts about people saying his segments are going long, but in this case, it didn't actually go long? And what's your thoughts as well, though, when it comes to all of this, the language, how long it's overrunning? He's delivering ratings and he's delivering social media traction. So is it worth it? And is he above other people? Is there a different rule for him because he's The Rock? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, this is an interesting story. CM Punk, very active on his Instagram stories, of course. And former AEW World Champion and current WWE superstar CM Punk has seemingly edited out the AEW All-In logo on a happy birthday post. Now, on March 17, current AEW World Champion Samoa Joe celebrated his 45th birthday. Meanwhile, the House of Black's Brody King celebrated his 37th birthday. To wish them a happy birthday, former rival and real-life friend CM Punk took to Instagram to post a photo of all three men ahead of AEW All in London last year. He wrote, quote, "Happy birthday to my brothers, you shouldn't headbutt." Now, Punk seemingly has edited out the AEW All-In logo behind the men in Wembley Stadium with a picture of Danhausen. Of course, CM Punk defeated Samoa Joe to retain the real AEW World Championship at All In London. This marked the final AEW match of CM Punk's career as he got into a backstage incident that led to his firing a week later. CM Punk then went on to return to WWE at Survivor Series later on that year. However, he then suffered a torn triceps injury at the 2024 Royal Rumble in the men's Royal Rumble match, ruling him out of wrestling at WrestleMania. What are your thoughts on Punk's edit there? Is it going to cause controversy? Do you not care anymore? Let me know your thoughts, reaction to that in the comment section below. Now, a big story over the last week was WWE's involvement in Blood Sport during WWE WrestleMania 40 weekend. Now, Shayna Baszler is working Josh Barnett's Blood Sport in a major development. Now, Fightful Select revealed Friday, March 15, that multiple WWE superstars were scheduled to compete at Blood Sport, which is technically promoted by GCW. Now, this came to the shock of many, as AEW talent is also featured on Blood Sport, and WWE has rarely permitted talent to work independent shows. Now, Fightful say they've learned much more behind this, GCW/WWE, and efforts that were made in the past as well. Not only was Baszler not the only main roster talent who was asked, but it wasn't the first time Barnett has made the effort. Fightful Select learned that years ago, Barnett inquired about the possibility of Jessamine Duke working Bloodsport while she was under a WWE contract. While she was open to the idea, WWE reportedly would not at the time. Duke had trained with Barnett and had experience in the UFC and on The Ultimate Fighter, but hasn't returned to MMA or wrestling since her 2021 release. Instead, she's worked on her OK Gamer streaming platform. Now, WWE sources told Fightful that Josh Barnett and Triple H have known each other for years, and that Barnett made a call and personally requested that Baszler appear on the show. Fightful have heard several people say WWE and GCW are working together again, but Fightful had reported 2 years ago that wasn't what happened. A photo of GCW owner Brett Lauderdale and Stephanie McMahon surfaced with several GCW talent and staff in a suite at WrestleMania. This led to the perpetuating of the rumor of GCW working with WWE, which was actually a rib. At one point, WWE reps wouldn't shoot down the rumor, but later definitively denied that connection. They did note that there is nothing contentious between the two companies. However, sources told Fightful, and that the ones they spoke to at the time, that both companies got a good laugh out of it and said it was pretty harmless. Fightful was told that the suite actually belonged to Orange Crush, the co-owner of the Jersey Championship Wrestling. Several GCW talent and staff were in the suite, and Stephanie McMahon was simply going by to greet everyone who invested in one, regardless of their affiliation with GCW. So that's really how it kind of came together as well. Now, on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained that other indie companies are looking to book WWE talent for their WrestleMania week shows after the Shayna Baszler announcement, suggesting that there could be actually a bit of a winds of change when it comes to WWE's kind of perception of having talent work indie shows during WrestleMania week. Meltzer said, quote, "It's interesting because on Friday they announced that Shayna Baszler was going to be at Blood Sport. So right now it's really interesting because I think there's going to be AEW people on Blood Sport. So there'll be AEW and WWE people on the same show. And there's some people who have been trying to get AEW people on their WrestleMania shows with no success. And I know there's going to be other companies looking to get WWE people because Bloodsport got Shayna, and so it seems they've maybe opened the door. Some people are able to get them and some people aren't. It basically is how it's going to go. So seemingly we could see more WWE stars not only working Bloodsport during WrestleMania week, but maybe some other indie shows. Of course, if we get any more details on that, we'll let you know in the future. And finally, Bron Breakker maybe is set to make his WrestleMania debut. Now, Bron Breakker's WrestleMania 40 match could potentially have been revealed, with Breakker and Baron Corbin teasing their additions to a top match. Finn Balor and Damian Priest are set to defend their WWE Tag Team Championships against 5 other tag teams in a 6-pack ladder match at the upcoming Premium Live event. With SmackDown holding a tournament to determine their entrance into the match, NXT Tag Team Champions Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker have stated that they want the opportunity to become double champions. Corbin took to Twitter with a photo of himself and Breakker with the caption, quote, "Wolf Dog sure would like to up the level of that tag team title 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania. Just need our name on that bracket and we will be the double champs at WWE." Now, Corbin and Breakker won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament earlier this year, defeating Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams in the tournament finals on the February 4 NXT Vengeance Day event. They then went on to win the NXT Tag Team Championships from Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo on the February 13 edition of NXT. Now, Breakker has since joined the main roster, signing with SmackDown on the February 16 episode. So maybe could we see the Wolf Dogs at WrestleMania? We'll have to wait and see. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.